40 tons of king salmon traveling 5,000 miles from the pristine waters of Scotland to Los Angeles kitchens, arriving frozen solid after an 11-hour transatlantic journey that defies everything you thought you knew about international seafood transport. This extraordinary operation happens twice weekly and represents one of the most complex cold chain logistics achievements in global food distribution, where a single degree of temperature variation or a 30-minute delay could transform premium Scottish salmon worth over $2 million into worthless cargo that ends up in industrial waste facilities. The story begins in the remote Scottish Highlands, where Atlantic salmon farms operate in some of the cleanest, coldest waters on Earth, producing fish that are considered among the finest in the world for their rich flavor, firm texture, and distinctive marbling that comes from the pristine marine environment of the North Atlantic. These salmon farms, scattered across the rugged coastline of Scotland's western islands and sea lochs, represent decades of aquaculture innovation and environmental stewardship that has established Scotland as the global leader in premium salmon production. Scottish salmon farming operates under some of the world's strictest environmental and quality standards, with fish raised in open-water sea pens that allow natural current flow and maintain water quality that rivals the wild Atlantic conditions where these fish evolved. The salmon spend 18 to 24 months growing in these pristine waters, developing the fat content and flavor profiles that make Scottish salmon the preferred choice for high-end restaurants, luxury hotels, and discerning consumers who demand the absolute best seafood available in international markets. The harvesting process for these 40 tons of king salmon begins before dawn at carefully selected farms where fish have reached optimal size and quality specifications required for the Los Angeles luxury market. Harvest crews use humane techniques that minimize stress on the fish and preserve the meat quality that determines final market value, understanding that every aspect of the harvesting process affects the texture, flavor, and appearance of the finished product that will eventually reach some of America's most demanding culinary establishments. Processing facilities located near the harvest sites represent the pinnacle of modern seafood technology, featuring blast freezing systems that can drop salmon temperatures from ambient to -20 degrees Celsius in less than 30 minutes while preserving the cellular structure that maintains texture and prevents the formation of ice crystals that could damage meat quality. These facilities operate under strict HACCP protocols and are regularly inspected by both Scottish food safety authorities and international certification bodies that verify compliance with the rigorous standards required for export to the United States. The individual quick freezing process used for these premium salmon involves sophisticated temperature control systems that circulate supercooled air around each fish at precisely calculated velocities and temperatures, ensuring uniform freezing throughout the entire fish while preventing the formation of large ice crystals that could rupture cell walls and compromise texture. This technology, originally developed for the aerospace industry, has been adapted for food processing and represents millions of dollars in equipment investment at each processing facility. Quality control during the processing phase involves trained specialists who examine each salmon for color, texture, fat content, and other quality indicators that determine market grade and final destination within the Los Angeles market. Premium-grade salmon destined for high-end restaurants undergo additional inspection for specific characteristics like marbling patterns, flesh firmness, and skin quality that affect presentation and culinary applications in professional kitchens where appearance is as important as taste. Packaging systems for these frozen salmon incorporate multiple layers of protection, including vacuum-sealed inner bags, insulated outer containers, and temperature monitoring devices that track conditions throughout the entire journey from Scotland to Los Angeles. Each package is labeled with detailed traceability information, including harvest date, farm location, processing facility codes, and quality certifications that allow complete tracking from farm to final consumer. The coordination required to move 40 tons of frozen salmon from remote Scottish islands to Los Angeles International Airport involves logistics specialists who plan every detail weeks in advance, coordinating with airlines, ground transportation companies, customs authorities in both countries, and cold storage facilities to ensure seamless transitions at every stage of the complex journey. These specialists use advanced software systems to track weather patterns, flight schedules, and potential delays that could compromise the cold chain integrity. Temperature monitoring technology plays a critical role throughout the entire operation, with each shipment equipped with data loggers that record temperature readings every few minutes during transport and provide real-time alerts if temperatures deviate from acceptable ranges. These monitoring systems also provide legal documentation that the cold chain was maintained, which is essential for FDA compliance, insurance purposes, and maintaining the premium market positioning that justifies the high costs of transatlantic air freight. The economic significance of this trade relationship extends far beyond the immediate value of individual salmon shipments, supporting thousands of jobs in Scottish coastal communities where salmon farming provides stable employment in regions where traditional industries like fishing and manufacturing have declined. The reliability and consistent quality of these shipments have established Scottish salmon as the preferred choice for Los Angeles's luxury restaurant scene, creating long-term business relationships that benefit both Scottish producers and American culinary establishments. The moment 40 tons of frozen king salmon leave the processing facilities in Scotland's remote highlands, they begin a precisely choreographed journey that starts with specialized refrigerated transport vehicles designed specifically for moving temperature-sensitive cargo across the challenging terrain of Scottish islands and coastal regions where narrow roads, steep grades, and unpredictable weather conditions can threaten even the most sophisticated cold chain operations. These vehicles represent significant investments in mobile refrigeration technology, featuring redundant cooling systems, GPS tracking capabilities, and communication equipment that allows real-time monitoring of cargo conditions throughout the journey to Edinburgh or Glasgow airports. The refrigerated trucks used for this critical transport phase are not standard commercial vehicles but purpose-built cold chain transport systems equipped with advanced insulation materials, backup power systems, and environmental controls that can maintain precise -20°C temperatures even when traveling through Scotland's notoriously unpredictable weather conditions. These vehicles feature dual-zone temperature control that allows different sections of the cargo area to be maintained at different temperatures if needed, and their cooling systems are designed to operate efficiently even when the truck is stationary in traffic or during loading operations. Route planning for the journey from remote salmon farms to major Scottish airports involves sophisticated logistics software that analyzes traffic patterns, road conditions, weather forecasts, and historical data to identify optimal travel times and backup routes that minimize the risk of delays that could compromise cargo quality. Transport coordinators work closely with local authorities and highway departments to identify potential problems like road construction, weather-related closures, or traffic incidents that might require route modifications during transport. The drivers operating these specialized vehicles undergo extensive training in cold chain management, emergency procedures, and cargo handling protocols that prepare them to respond effectively to equipment failures, weather emergencies, or other situations that could threaten the integrity of their valuable cargo. These professional drivers understand that they're not just transporting fish, but carrying products worth thousands of dollars per ton that require the same level of care and attention typically reserved for high-value electronics or pharmaceutical products. Loading procedures at the processing facilities involve teams of trained personnel who work quickly and efficiently to transfer the frozen salmon from facility freezers to truck cargo compartments while minimizing temperature exposure and ensuring proper weight distribution for safe transport. The loading process typically occurs in refrigerated dock areas that maintain cold temperatures and protect the cargo from Scotland's often harsh weather conditions during the transfer operation. Communication systems installed in these transport vehicles allow logistics coordinators at processing facilities and airports to monitor truck locations, cargo temperatures, and estimated arrival times throughout the journey, providing the information needed to coordinate receiving operations and ensure that airport cold storage facilities are prepared for the incoming shipment. This real-time communication capability also enables rapid response to problems and allows for coordination with backup transport resources if mechanical failures or other emergencies occur during transport. Upon arrival at Edinburgh or Glasgow airports, the frozen salmon enter some of Europe's most advanced air cargo cold chain facilities, where specialized ground handling crews trained in perishable cargo protocols take responsibility for maintaining temperature control during the transfer from trucks to aircraft cargo holds. These airport facilities feature climate-controlled cargo terminals, backup refrigeration systems, and emergency procedures designed to protect temperature-sensitive cargo even if primary cooling systems fail during ground operations. The airport cold storage facilities are designed to accommodate large volumes of perishable cargo simultaneously while maintaining precise temperature control throughout multiple storage zones that can be configured for different types of products and temperature requirements. These facilities operate under strict international air cargo regulations and are regularly inspected by aviation authorities and food safety agencies to ensure compliance with regulations governing the transport of perishable cargo on international flights. Ground handling procedures for frozen salmon involve specialized equipment including refrigerated cargo containers, temperature-controlled loading systems, and insulated transport vehicles that move cargo from terminal storage areas to aircraft parking positions while maintaining the unbroken cold chain that preserves product quality. Ground crews use handheld temperature monitoring devices to verify cargo conditions throughout the loading process and document temperature readings that become part of the official shipping records. Documentation requirements for international salmon transport are extensive and must be completed with perfect accuracy to avoid delays at customs checkpoints in both Scotland and the United States. Each shipment requires health certificates issued by Scottish authorities, export permits, detailed cargo manifests, and temperature monitoring records that demonstrate compliance with both Scottish export regulations and United States import requirements for seafood products. The timing of airport operations is critical, with salmon typically arriving at cargo facilities just hours before scheduled flight departure to minimize the time spent in ground storage facilities and reduce the risk of temperature fluctuations that could affect product quality. Flight schedules are coordinated months in advance to ensure that appropriate aircraft with suitable cargo capacity and environmental control systems are available when needed, and backup flights are often arranged to provide alternatives if weather or mechanical problems cause delays. Aircraft selection for this cargo requires wide-body jets equipped with temperature-controlled cargo holds that can maintain frozen temperatures throughout the 11-hour transatlantic flight to Los Angeles. Airlines specializing in perishable cargo transport use aircraft with advanced environmental control systems that can maintain different temperature zones within cargo holds, allowing frozen salmon to be transported alongside other cargo types that require different environmental conditions. Once the Boeing 777 or Airbus A330 carrying 40 tons of frozen Scottish salmon lifts off from Edinburgh or Glasgow, the cargo enters an environment where some of the most sophisticated aircraft environmental control systems ever developed work around the clock to maintain precise temperature control at 39,000 feet above the Atlantic Ocean, where outside temperatures plummet to -60 degrees Celsius and air pressure drops to levels that would be instantly fatal to human life without pressurization systems. The cargo hold environmental controls operate independently from passenger cabin systems, using dedicated refrigeration units that draw power from the aircraft's main electrical generators while providing multiple backup options if primary cooling systems experience failures during the long journey across the Atlantic. The environmental control systems maintaining the salmon cargo utilize advanced vapor cycle refrigeration technology adapted from aerospace applications, featuring redundant compressors, sophisticated temperature sensors, and automated control systems that can detect and compensate for temperature variations within minutes of their occurrence. These systems are designed to handle the extreme temperature differentials between the cargo hold interior and the outside environment, where temperature differences can exceed 80 degrees Celsius during cruise flight at maximum altitude. Temperature monitoring throughout the cargo hold involves networks of precision sensors strategically positioned to ensure uniform temperature distribution and immediate detection of any hot spots or cooling system malfunctions that could compromise the 40 tons of premium salmon. These sensors communicate continuously with the aircraft's flight management computers and provide real-time data to the flight crew, who receive immediate alerts if cargo hold temperatures deviate from acceptable parameters and can implement corrective procedures before product quality is affected. The 11-hour flight from Scotland to Los Angeles presents unique challenges for maintaining cargo temperature control, as the aircraft experiences dramatic changes in altitude, outside temperature, and atmospheric pressure that can stress even the most advanced environmental control systems. Flight crews trained in perishable cargo operations monitor cargo hold conditions throughout the journey and maintain detailed logs of temperature readings, system performance, and any adjustments made to environmental controls during the flight. Routing for these cargo flights follows carefully planned great circle paths that minimize flight time while avoiding weather systems that could cause turbulence, require altitude changes, or necessitate course deviations that might extend flight duration beyond the capabilities of the cargo hold cooling systems. Flight dispatchers work with international meteorological services to identify optimal flight paths that provide smooth flying conditions and minimize the risk of delays or diversions that could threaten cargo integrity. The aircraft's fuel management system must account for the additional electrical power required to operate cargo hold environmental controls throughout the transatlantic journey, with fuel loads calculated to include reserves for extended cooling operations if flights are delayed or diverted due to weather, air traffic congestion, or mechanical issues. The refrigeration systems represent a significant electrical load that must be carefully managed to ensure adequate power availability for all essential aircraft systems throughout the flight. Communication capabilities allow ground-based logistics coordinators in both Scotland and Los Angeles to monitor flight progress and cargo hold conditions in real time, receiving regular updates on temperature status, estimated arrival times, and any operational issues that might affect the shipment. This communication link enables coordinated responses to problems and allows ground crews in Los Angeles to prepare cargo handling operations based on current flight status and cargo condition reports. Emergency procedures for cargo temperature control failures during flight include detailed protocols for implementing backup cooling systems, diverting to alternate airports with appropriate cold storage facilities, and coordinating with ground support teams to maintain cold chain integrity if unexpected landings become necessary. These procedures are regularly practiced during crew training sessions and are supported by comprehensive manuals that specify appropriate responses to various emergency scenarios that might arise during transatlantic flights. Flight crew responsibilities for cargo monitoring extend beyond simple temperature observation to include understanding the commercial value and quality requirements of the salmon cargo, enabling informed decision-making if operational problems arise during flight. Crews receive detailed briefings about the cargo they're carrying, including its destination market, quality specifications, and the critical importance of maintaining precise temperature control throughout the journey to preserve the premium market value that justifies the high cost of air freight transportation. The approach and landing procedures at Los Angeles International Airport involve coordination with ground control teams who are informed about the temperature-sensitive nature of the cargo and the critical timing requirements for transferring the salmon to ground-based cold storage facilities immediately upon arrival. Air traffic controllers prioritize these flights for landing clearance when possible to minimize ground delays that could compromise cargo quality if aircraft environmental systems are stressed by extended ground operations. As the aircraft begins its descent toward LAX, ground handling crews specializing in perishable cargo are already preparing refrigerated transport equipment, cold storage facilities, and customs processing areas to receive the 40 tons of frozen Scottish salmon. These preparations begin hours before the scheduled arrival and involve pre-cooling transport vehicles, preparing cold storage spaces, and coordinating with United States Customs officials to ensure rapid processing of the temperature-sensitive cargo without compromising food safety inspection requirements. The moment the aircraft carrying 40 tons of frozen Scottish salmon touches down at Los Angeles International Airport, one of the world's most sophisticated perishable cargo handling operations springs into action, designed to maintain the unbroken cold chain that has preserved these premium fish throughout their 5,000-mile journey across the Atlantic Ocean. LAX operates specialized perishable cargo facilities that rank among the most advanced in North America, featuring climate-controlled terminals, state-of-the-art refrigeration systems, and trained personnel who understand that every minute counts when handling temperature-sensitive seafood worth millions of dollars. Ground handling crews specializing in frozen seafood cargo are positioned at the aircraft's designated parking area, equipped with refrigerated container systems, precision temperature monitoring equipment, and specialized cargo handling tools designed to ensure seamless transfer of the salmon from aircraft cargo holds to ground-based cold storage facilities without any interruption in temperature control. These crews undergo rigorous training in cold chain management, food safety protocols, and emergency procedures that prepare them to handle valuable perishable cargo under the time pressure and operational constraints of a major international airport. The unloading process represents a masterpiece of coordinated logistics, utilizing specialized ground support equipment including refrigerated cargo loaders, insulated transport containers, and computer-controlled temperature monitoring systems that track cargo conditions throughout every phase of the transfer operation. Each container is equipped with independent refrigeration units and backup power systems designed to maintain precise temperature control even if primary ground power systems experience failures during the unloading and transport process to terminal cold storage facilities. Los Angeles International Airport's perishable cargo facilities include massive refrigerated warehouses capable of accommodating hundreds of tons of frozen seafood simultaneously while maintaining exact temperature control and providing space for customs inspection, food safety testing, and redistribution to final destinations throughout Southern California and the broader western United States market. These facilities operate under strict FDA regulations and international food safety standards, with regular audits by both United States authorities and international certification bodies ensuring compliance with global food safety requirements. United States Customs and Border Protection procedures for frozen seafood imports involve detailed examination of documentation, temperature monitoring records, and cargo condition verification to ensure compliance with federal import regulations, food safety standards, and anti-terrorism security requirements. Customs officials trained in perishable cargo inspection examine temperature data logs from the entire journey, verifying that cold chain integrity was maintained within acceptable parameters throughout the transport process from Scotland to Los Angeles. The inspection process includes comprehensive visual examination of packaging integrity, statistical sampling for laboratory testing, and verification of product labeling, certification documents, and traceability records that accompany each shipment from Scottish processing facilities. FDA inspectors conduct microbiological testing, chemical analysis, and documentation review to ensure the salmon meets United States import standards for seafood products destined for human consumption in American markets. Food safety testing procedures at LAX import facilities utilize sophisticated laboratory equipment that can rapidly analyze samples for bacterial contamination, chemical residues, heavy metals, and other quality parameters that determine whether shipments meet FDA standards for imported seafood. These tests are conducted in accredited laboratories using internationally recognized testing methods that provide results within hours of cargo arrival, enabling rapid clearance of compliant shipments while identifying any products that require additional testing or rejection. Quality verification throughout the import process involves continuous temperature monitoring, visual inspection by trained seafood specialists, and documentation of all handling procedures to ensure complete traceability from Scottish farms through final delivery to American customers. These quality assurance procedures satisfy both regulatory requirements and customer expectations for premium, imported seafood products that command high prices in luxury food markets. Distribution from LAX cargo facilities to final customers involves a network of specialized refrigerated transport companies that maintain cold chain integrity during local delivery to restaurants, hotels, seafood distributors, and retail establishments throughout the Los Angeles metropolitan area and beyond. These companies use GPS-tracked vehicles equipped with real-time temperature monitoring systems that provide continuous updates on cargo conditions during local transport and delivery operations to ensure quality maintenance until final destination. The final destinations for these premium Scottish salmon include some of Los Angeles's most prestigious restaurants, luxury hotels, high-end seafood markets, and specialty food retailers that cater to customers who demand the finest seafood available in international markets. These establishments rely on consistent quality and reliable delivery of imported seafood to maintain their reputations for culinary excellence and customer satisfaction in one of America's most competitive luxury food markets. Restaurant chefs and seafood buyers who receive these shipments conduct their own quality inspections upon delivery, examining the salmon for color, texture, aroma, fat content, and other quality indicators that confirm cold chain maintenance throughout the journey from Scotland. These culinary professionals understand that their reputation depends on ingredient quality, and they rely on sophisticated cold chain systems to deliver seafood that meets the exacting standards required for premium dining establishments. The economic impact of this transatlantic salmon trade extends far beyond the immediate value of individual shipments, supporting employment throughout the supply chain from Scottish coastal communities to Los Angeles food service establishments while providing American consumers with access to premium seafood that enhances the competitive position of United States restaurants and retailers in international culinary markets. Consumer confidence in imported seafood depends on the integrity and transparency of cold chain systems like this Scottish salmon operation, which provides complete traceability and quality documentation throughout the entire journey from farm to table. The sophisticated monitoring and verification procedures employed in this operation demonstrate the level of technology and coordination required to maintain product quality during long-distance transport of premium perishable foods. The success of this operation has established Scotland as a preferred supplier for Los Angeles's luxury seafood market, creating stable trade relationships that benefit both Scottish salmon producers and American food service establishments while demonstrating how modern logistics technology can overcome the challenges of transporting premium perishable products across vast distances while maintaining the quality standards that sophisticated consumers demand.